Emisión.net.
Hello again, and welcome to Letter from England, broadcasting for AC Press and the Spanish Evangelical Alliance. Well, this week Barcelona Football Club is celebrating its victory in the European Champions League, as well as having been crowned Spanish League champions again. And the club is rightly considered to be one of the world greats. Today, it's one of the most powerful institutions in Catalonia, with more than 200,000 members and over 200 million followers worldwide. But what is not so well known is that it was founded by a Protestant, Joan Gamper, to provide an outlet for discriminated Protestants. If all one sees is millions of euros, a majestic stadium, a great team, and league and European champions, it's hard to believe that Barcelona FC is the fulfillment of a dream of a Swiss Protestant gentleman who lived in Barcelona. In his day, Protestants were discriminated against to the extent that those who wanted to play football could find nowhere to do so because of their so-called religious condition, i.e. that they weren't Roman Catholics. There was nowhere for them to play, so Gamper had the idea of founding a club, one that would become rather more than just a club. Gamper himself was born in Winterthur in 1877 in Switzerland, the eldest of 5 children. His mother died during the birth of the youngest, and this left the family in a precarious position. They moved to Zurich, and Gamper, perhaps lacking domestic stability, turned to a new development in educational concepts, sport, as a personal outlet. He proved to be very good, winning prizes in both cycling and athletics. He also played rugby, tennis, golf, but his greatest love was football. In 1898, he moved to Barcelona to look for work and wrote a sports column for 2 Swiss newspapers. Because he was a Protestant, he joined the evangelical Swiss church in the city, and there got to know a group of youngsters who were all from the Sant Gervasi district. He played football with them in the street. He also knew that the youngsters at the Methodist church played football, and he organised matches after work in a well-lit square in the city. This went on for about a year until he managed to have a standard ball sent out from Switzerland. And together with 36 youngsters, he set about the task of forming a football club. He was aided and abetted by the Soler Gymnasium, where lots of sports were played, and which also had a small sports magazine, Los Deportes. Due to his having an enthusiastic group of youngsters around him, it wasn't too hard to organise a club which he called after the city in which they were based, and so FC Barcelona was born. However, other issues were not so easy, as the constitution only permitted Roman Catholicism and religious differences were only accepted with great difficulty. So after the first year, most of the foreign players had to leave. Gamper himself stood down as captain in 1900, and it wasn't until 1909, by then married to a staunch Catholic, Emma, that he applied to leave the club once more. He became chairman at a time when the club was on the point of folding, and yet from that moment, and under his leadership, he was chairman 5 times, the team was highly successful. His fame spread abroad, and he became well known for being a hard-working and exceptional leader. In fact, it was precisely this fame, as well as his strong ethical and religious convictions, because of this fame, I should say, and his strong ethical and religious convictions, that he was so ferociously opposed in Spain. Gamper's 25 years of involvement with Barcelona were 25 years of constant accusations against him. His sporting rivals could not compete with Barcelona on the pitch, so they devoted their time to attacking Gamper personally, in an attempt to destroy him and, by extension, the club. Gamper, as far as he was able, defended himself in the courts in order to clear his name. Finally, in June 1925, at a fundraising event in a packed stadium, the 14,000 people present booed the Spanish national anthem and cheered the English one, which was played by a visiting sailors' band. This led to the dictatorship of Primo de Rivera intervening directly in the club. Accused of stirring up Catalan nationalism, Gamper was deported and the ground closed for 6 months. It was the end of his time as a director of Barcelona, for when he returned from his enforced exile, no one wanted to give him the opportunity of returning to his beloved club. Gamper could not cope with being cold-shouldered in this way, and after 5 terrible years for him, in July 1930 he committed suicide. It is said he died for the love of Barcelona Football Club. Thank you for listening to Letter from England, broadcasting each week at emission.net. Goodbye.
Emisión.net